Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. I am Dalton. This is Armson Farms, the Footlong Farmer YouTube channel. Today is Thursday. The corn is planted. Manure is moved. Stuff is pretty well cleaned up. We got the hoof trimmer coming today. So to start off the day here, I'm going to clean the barn. But as I move cows around in this barn, anyone with bad feet is going to get an orange stripe across their back. The other pens, we usually use green, but when we dry cows off, we also use green. So some of these cows in this pen already have green marks on them. So that's why I use orange paint. In the dry cow pen, we brought a lot of spring and heifers home yesterday from some other farms, you know, our off-site barns that have hairy warts. We're kind of having a little bit of an issue with hairy warts at our one farm. We've got to get a foot bath up there and get that running. But so I'm going to make sure I mark them. So this group will actually have an abnormally large amount of animals to get trimmed. But yeah, follow along, guys. We'll see how the day goes here. So yesterday we had rain in the forecast for the afternoon. We were supposed to get hit around 2, 3 o'clock. And it got pitch black. And we thought for sure, oh, here we go, here we go again. Well, the wind picked up and it blew to the east of us 10 to 15 minutes. Those poor people got absolutely hammered. I was getting Snapchats, seeing pictures on Facebook. They got like 3.5 inches in a matter of less than an hour. My buddy Pat was sending me Snapchats. Their farm was completely underwater, like feed alley, scrape alley, everything. He said it was over his knees. Basements were flooded. They shut down the highway for a bit. They shut down 390 because there was just feet of water. So needless to say, I think we dodged a bullet. Feel bad for those guys. Bulldozer. They're still moving dirt. They're knocking on the door getting that done though. But anyways, as I was saying, hopefully everybody to the east of us is good. But I'd have to imagine there's a lot of ground that's just gonna have the towel thrown in on it, because after that much rain, I can't imagine anything's in great shape. So yeah, it's a rough one, but we caught a break, so that was nice. My Delta Lambda 2-year-old got dried off this week. She's gonna get her feet trimmed today too. What do you think, big girl, huh? Real excited for her calf. Wish it was a month later. I'd sure love to show it, but she's due August 2nd, so. Due to the bull Eeyore. Really good foot and leg bull. Positive and rib, so hopefully that fixes her up. Her rear legs are postier than I like. I know they probably don't look terrible, but the way she travels on them. She split out as a fresh 2-year-old. And ever since then, and she's a friendly one. She's going to be a pain to work around, but ever since then, you can kind of see she travels a little wonky on those rear legs. Every now and then, she'll get little puffy hocks just because she is postier than I like. So hopefully that Eeyore bull will fix that up for me. But really, really good cow. This heifer here is kind of a funny joke on the farm. So those of you guys that watch my videos this winter remember my big crossbreed that I had, 5038. Her name was Cleveland. So this is one of her first daughters. And I made the decision we're going to breed the crosses back to Holstein. We've only got a few of them. They're all mine. I said, let's just breed them back to Holstein. You know, get rid of that Jersey blood out of them. So when Cleveland came into heat, Jack asked me, he said, well, what bull do you want me to use? I said, it doesn't really matter to me, Jack. I said, breed her to a Holstein bull that makes lots of milk. Well, he bred my crossbreed Jersey to Captain, the #1 GTPI bull in the Holstein breed. And there you go. We now have a Captain Jersey. That's what everyone on the farm calls her, Captain Jersey. And I'll be honest with you, I mean, you see her standing next to these Holsteins. Yeah, she's bigger than the Holsteins. I realize crossbreeds don't always work, but this family of crossbreeds that I've got seem to be a really sweet group of animals. Her dam made over 30,000 pounds of milk last lactation. Components weren't what you would think. Everyone, all Jersey breeds, you got the components. Well, our Holsteins are making over 7 pounds of components as Holsteins. So the crosses really don't perform much different as far as you know, production or components go. But I will say it seems like my few crosses I have are just really sure-footed, never have foot problems, and they breed right back. They're a commercial farmer's dream, really, but obviously I'm not suggesting crossbreeding. I, you know, prefer purebred Holsteins, but the couple crosses I have, I just think it's funny. We've got a Captain Jersey cross here, and she'll be due at the end of July. So, or actually no, middle of July. She's due day after my birthday. So maybe I'll get another cross. She's bred to Lodi. So yeah, we'll see what comes of that. So this cow is kind of the cows that I'm looking for as far as marking cows for the hoof trimmer. You can see her front toes are getting a little bit long, but what I'm really concerned about is she's got a hairy wart on her hind leg. If I can get her up here, I think it's that hind right. If I could get her to hold still for just a second, I'd show you. But yeah, it's that hind right between her hoof. Come on, girl. Spin around and just do what I want you to do here for just a second. Right there, that little black spot between her two rear toes. She's just not gonna hold still, but come on. I'm trying to show people what ails you. You're being kind of a pain in the butt. All right, right there. See that black spot? That's a hairy wart. So we'll take her down, she'll get trimmed. They will put a wrap on that with some, I don't know if it's an antibiotic. I don't know what the hoof trimmer actually uses. Every hoof trimmer does something different. Every farmer does something different. It used to be like a copper sulfate mix, a little bit of formaldehyde, stuff like that. And they'll put a wrap on it, and that'll get healed up. But that's what I'm looking for when I'm out here marking these cows. The fresh group's back from the parlor. Just had a minute, brought this up to the shop. That bolt was broken and missing, and you wouldn't think that one bolt out of all these bolts would make a difference, but it made between here and here not as rigid, and when I would back blade, it was leaving some streaks, and that was irritating me. My OCD was killing me, so quickly threw a bolt in there. We'll take this back over so the guys can clean the heifer barn. What a beautiful day it is so far. Like, absolutely gorgeous. Hopefully this sticks around. All right, Uncle Todd and Caleb went out into this group 2. They're gonna bring cows that we need towards me and I will let them out. We hoof trim up there where those cows are. There's a room off to the left of them. So we'll take them up there and lock them up. The hoof trimmers can trim them and then they put them back out into a separate pen so we know to put them away. Works pretty good. Like I said earlier, these all these groups, cows will have green stripes on their back, so. Just wait for them to bring them to me. All right, we got that group of cows up to the hoof trimmer quick. I just grabbed our little safety box here that goes on our pallet forks. I'm gonna lift Uncle Todd up and we're gonna put the sprinklers up in our holding area. It's literally just a garden sprinkler. We run a garden hose to it and the guys turn it on while we're milking just to keep the cows cooled off. We won't run them every day, but every day that it's, you know, mid 80s or up, we'll turn them on and keep the cows cool. But yeah, we got this little safety box and I got some screws and the drill and we'll lift them up and we'll get them ready to go because it looks like we got a few days in the 90s coming towards us, so that's exciting. All right, so it's a really simple setup. We just got the hose hooked in here with a valve to turn them on. The hose runs out. Up there, we just put a splitter in there. So the hose goes up to a sprinkler there, and then that hose goes up to a sprinkler that's about 3/4 down the holding area. And if you wanted to, you could shut off the back one as the cows got forward so you weren't wasting water. So very, very simple, but very, very effective. We've been really happy with that. You can see we just got the hoses clamped up there to a sprinkler there. Same thing there. And that goes back and forth. And it's actually almost the exact width of our holding area. Just kind of wets the backs. Works really, really well. We'd love to someday get sprinklers on our headlocks, but we don't have enough water to supply that at the moment. It's a good little cow there. She just got a block put on her. Heck of a nice udder on her. All right, between groups now, opening up this side of our triticale bunk. Just taking the tires off, gonna cut the plastic and see what this feed looks like here. As soon as I said that, the hoof trimmer called needed some animals, so we're up in the dry cow pen now, getting some of them sorted out. I'm gonna put them right in here for now, and then we'll take them all down to the chute as a group. Pretty gnarly looking. All right, we got them all sorted out. That's quite a group. That should get us through lunch break, I would think. Hey guys, well, they didn't need me any more hoof trimming. There was enough guys down there and they only had one group left anyways. So they were finishing up. I brought the mower up and I just kind of cleaned up around our tire barn. It's down the road so it doesn't get mowed like our lawn does. Figured we'd walk out into this wheat. I figure, what's today? June, I don't know what it is, 16th, 17th. We're probably like 4 or 5 weeks out yet. Last year, we did it closer to like July 8th. Closer, yeah, right about July 8th is when we did it last year. But last year was a bone dry year and we had all kinds of heat. as you guys know, this year is the opposite. This is the first real heat we've had, and it looks like we're going to be in the 90s next week. They keep adding more and more days of that, so that's super exciting. But beautiful stand of wheat. It has gone down here in some spots. See, like this and up there, and throughout the field there's quite a few spots where it's getting so heavy with the rain and the wind, it's gone down. But I mean, you guys can see we're about waist towel, so it should be a really good crop of wheat. I'm really excited for that. Yeah, although hopefully we can get it done before the last week in July. That last week is the week I'm headed to Italy for a wedding. Well, a lot of us are headed, it's my sister-in-law, so a lot of us are headed to Italy for a wedding. So, yeah, hopefully we can get it done before then. If not, Grandpa's not going on the trip, I don't think. There'll be guys here to do it if for some reason it's not done by then, but it would be really nice to have this off. There is nothing more peaceful than a wheat field blowing in the breeze, though. It is just a peaceful thing. It's right now, according to my truck, it's 83 and we've got a really nice breeze. It is absolutely beautiful out. So yeah, the wheat's looking good. It is 4 o'clock. We are not going to be here late tonight. Jack called me. He's got some heifers he wants me to lock up for him so we can get them bred, and then we'll probably just wind her down and call it a day. But it does feel nice to start getting some of these kind of jobs done. Jobs that we like to have done more frequently, but because of the spring we've had, we just haven't had time. So that's probably what we're going to be doing all week, just getting caught up on cleaning stuff, greasing stuff, mowing stuff, spraying weeds around the farm, the driveways, getting them touched up, that kind of stuff. So yeah, let's go down and lock up some heifers. All right, here we are. So this is our breeding pen. So before I even look at the list, I'm going to set the lockups. Those of you guys who aren't farmers that are wondering, the way this works, the cow puts her head through, and when she puts her head down, it puts this, and then it traps it between these two little paddles. You can unlock it. When this handle is up, it just lifts those tabs up. So you put them down. Now when they put their heads in to eat, it locks them up there. Grab a handful of dry hay. The big heifers don't get any dry hay, so usually they're curious. You shake some of it up, and they put their heads through and knock themselves up. So I'm gonna go down through and do that in the whole stretch here, and maybe we'll get lucky, we'll get some of the ones that are in heat locked up first try. This heifer here is one of them that we need. You can tell she's in heat. See how her back's all wet and it's rubbed up? Those are from other heifers jumping her. So what I'll do, this is what we do. We just take a handful of feed, just stick it right there. When Jack comes in to breed them, he knows that that's a heifer to breed. He'll see her ear tag from back there and know who she is. So I'm gonna get the rest of them locked up here, and we'll go from there. All right, these are the last two that I needed. I had to come in and just kind of move them around here a little bit, but got them all locked up. So we're gonna get them marked, and yeah, they'll be ready for Jack to breed. I'll probably push these stragglers to the back just so there's not any heifers bothering Jack when he's trying to breed. Sometimes they'll come up and lick you and try to jump you and all of that, so that's no fun. As you can see, we got a lot more heifers and headlocks, but it works out. That's why we got to get that other barn built, but nothing's cheap and nothing's fast. So I think they look just fine. All right, well, we got a storm brewing out here. It's amazing how fast they've been blowing in this spring. I know where the sky just gets black. The wind just gets to absolutely howling. Just it comes on fast. These systems, I don't know what the deal is. I'm on a compact tractor. I might better hightail it to the shop with that before I get dumped on. All right, well, we got a little wet. Didn't get absolutely hammered, but I'd say it was a safe decision to get this thing in out of the environment here. So yeah, I think that's gonna put a bow on her for today. As always, guys, I appreciate the views. Appreciate you guys following along. Truly do, from the bottom of my heart. Love hearing responses. Love meeting new people. Love talking to you guys. It's all good. So yeah. We're gonna call it a day, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. We'll see you guys in the next one. Rock on, guys.